Okay, so in our earlier video lectures of singly linked list, we have learned how we can insert a new node in the beginning, how we can insert a new node at the end, how we can insert a new node after a particular node and before a particular node. In today's lecture, we will learn how we can create a sorted singly linked list. For that, I require a same kind of data structure which contains one data part and one address part in it. That structure has been type def by LL. So now onward, I will represent this structure as LL. So as you can see over here, I have taken total 3 pointers: root, pointer p, new node and new node 1. Obviously new node 1 is not required, so eliminate unnecessary variable declaration. Now I have printed the size of this LL. It means I would like to see that what is the size of a single node. For that purpose I have printed it. It is not at all required for you people. Now as you can see, I have implemented a menu driven program for sorted singly linked list, which contains two options: one for inserting a new node in sorted linked list and second for display purpose. Right, this is the switch case. So let us start understanding implementation of sorted linked list. As you know, first of all, I need to assign memory for a new node, and that I can do with the help of malloc function. By writing this statement, I am creating a new node for my linked list. Then I am getting the data from the user. I am assigning null to the address part of newly created node. Then I am incrementing the counter variable just for counting a node of my linked list. Then I am checking whether linked list is available or not. See, this is quite important statement. Initially we need to set our head or root pointer to null, otherwise we can't come to know that whether linked list is available or not. So this is the primary condition, that we need to specify our root or head node to null. So if root or head equals to null, then I can say my linked list is not available, and whatever node I have just now created, that will be treated as a root node, and that is what I have done over here. See, if the root is null, then I can say now onwards new node will be considered as a root node. Right? If it is not the case, it means if root is not null, then I can say that linked list is available. In that case, what I have to do? We need to ready for traversing. Now over here we are implementing a sorted linked list. Now the meaning of sorted linked list is that the nodes should be arranged automatically by the logic of a program based upon the value of the data member of that particular node. Okay, so first of all, how we will decide that a new node will be placed at which position? So that we can do with the help of comparison. For that, what I have to do? I have to compare the data part of newly created node with the data part of the root node. If the data part of newly created node is less than the data part of root node, then we can say the new node must be placed before the root node, or in other words I can say the new node must be placed in the beginning. Right? So my first condition is checking the same thing. I am checking whether the data part of new node is less than the data part of root node. You can see over here I have written the comment also. Right? If it is the case, then what we need to do? We need to set the address of root node to the address part of new node. Okay, and then after we will have to change our root pointer to a new node. Okay, so these two statements will create my new node as a root node. Okay, and that newly created node will be added in the beginning of my linked list, depends upon its value. Now if it is not a case, As you know, in mathematics there are only three types of comparisons. Either number is greater than number, number is less than number, or number is equal to number, right? So over here we have already checked the first condition, that is number is less than root. If it is the case, then we need to place the newly created node in the beginning. If the number is greater or equal to root node, in that case we need to ready for the traversing, right? But as you can see, I have taken the condition the data part of new node is greater than or equal to the data part of root node. In that case, what we need to do, we need to ready for the traversing. How we can do that? First condition is used for checking the last node, right? P of next is not equal to null until I found the null in the next part of P, or you can say in the address part of P. I need to keep on traversing, okay? And in the second condition, I need to check two more conditions, that is, if the data part of new node is greater than or equal to current node. Listen me very carefully. If the data part of a new node is greater than or equal to current node, and at the same time the data part of new node is greater than data part of P of next. If this is the case, then we need to keep on traversing. It means when we have to stop, let's say we are having few elements like this 9, 10, 11, 12, 17. If these are the contents of a new node and my new node contains 15 in it, so what I have to do, I have to traverse till 12, right? I need to stop when the value of current node is less than the value of new node and the value of P of next is greater than the value of current node, value of new node. In that case we need to stop and we need to traverse until we have, as you can see in this case, 15 should be placed between 12 and 17. So when I have to stop at 12. I should not stop at 11, right? I should not stop at 10. It means when new node of data is less than, new node means 15. When 15 is greater than or equal to 9. 15 is always greater than or equal to 9. Yes. Similarly, (15) is greater than 10. In both of these two conditions, this condition is true. So I need to move forward. Once again, I will check if 15 is greater than or equal to 10 and 15 is greater or equal to 11. Yes, both of these two conditions. So it will go inside and move P to the next. Now P will be at 11. Once again, it will check whether 15 is greater or equal to 11 and 15 is greater or equal to 12. Yes, this condition is also true. So it will once again move next. Now at this point my P is at 12. Now it is checking that whether P is greater than, new node, that is 15 is greater than 12. Yes, condition is true. But 15 is not greater than 17. As you can see over here, 17 is larger than 15. In all these previous cases, 15 should be greater than all the elements. But in case of 17, 15 becomes less than 17. So now I have to stop. Fine. I hope now you understand the concept very well. When we need to stop, when we find a proper place to put this new node at that particular point we need to stop. In this case we have to stop, pointer P has to be stopped at position 12, right? So now onwards this condition will be false, so it will come out from the loop, and what it will do, in the address part of new node it will set the address part of next. It means in our case what it will do, in the address part of 15 it will set the address of 17, and at the same time in the address part of 12 it will set the address of 15. By this way what we had done, we have created our linked list something like this: 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 and 17. As you can see over here, what we have done, new node of next, that is in the 15 of next, what we have set, we have set the address of P of next. Address of P of next means address of 17. So this link has been generated. Similarly, in the next part of current node, that means in the next part of this 12 we have set 15. So this node is also connected with the 15. By this way 15 is placed in its proper position. I hope you understood the concept. Fine, and that's it. The case number 2 is for what? Displaying. That will remain the same as we had done in our previous cases. So let us execute the code. Let me enter 55. Okay, let me see the content. Yes, 55 is stored at address 1978. I have printed the address too, so that we can come to know that the linked list generates a memory at, or you can say creates memory at dynamic memory location. Okay, next let's say 10. So 10 should be placed before 55. See, I am not providing any position in this case, in this particular program. So as you can see, 10 has been added before 55. 29, so it should be after 10. Yes. 19. Yes. 60, let's say 60. After 55, 50. As you can see, all the data are being arranged in a sorted form. So this is how you can create a sorted linked list using singly linked list, right? Okay, so I hope you understood the concept. Okay, so just have a look of this code for your reference. This is the most important condition so far as the logic of sorted linked list is concerned. As I have told you earlier also, this loop will check for the end of linked list, and this two condition will check for positioning of for the newly created node. It will decide the position where the newly created node will be placed. I hope you understood the concept of sorted singly linked list in this video lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video.